Hey guys, Yaman Karajeh with you. In today's video, we are continuing the virology lecture, presenting an easy way to memorize all the DNA viruses with a cute mnemonic at the end. So stay focused. In this video, we'll know how our virus is named, the taxonomy of viruses, the Baltimore classification system, DNA viruses, and inshallah in the next video, we'll talk about the RNA viruses. So as a beginning, how are viruses named? Well, viruses named based on different criteria, including the disease they cause. For example, poliovirus and rabies virus. The type of disease, like murine leukemia virus. Geographic locations, as in Sendai virus and Coxsackie virus. Their discoverers, like Epstein-Barr virus. How they were originally thought to be contracted, like dengue virus, the evil spirit of Babylonia, a cramp like Caesar, and influenza virus, the influence of bad air. Finally, combinations of the above, like Rous sarcoma virus. Moving to the taxonomy of viruses, there is no evidence for a common viral ancestor as in bacteria. Taxonomy begins from order and continues downward. There are 3 orders recognized until now. Classification of viruses based on type of nucleic acid, strategy for replication, and morphology. Viruses family names end in viridae. Many families have subfamilies ends in virina. Genus and species names end in virus. Viral species, a group of viruses sharing the same genetic information and ecological niche, or host. Common names are used for species. Subspecies are designated by a number. There are 18 groups of viruses, 6 are DNA viruses, 11 are RNA viruses, and 1 is unclassified. In this table, you only need to know the names of the 3 orders, the codovirals, the mononegavirals, and the nidovirals. Besides that, the necessary viruses of the family, genus, and species will be covered shortly in DNA and RNA viruses. So it's up to you memorizing them here. And before we talk about the DNA viruses, we have the Baltimore classification system. The system based on genetic contents and replication strategies of viruses. According to the Baltimore classification, viruses are divided into the following 7 classes. The double-stranded DNA viruses, single-stranded DNA viruses, double-stranded RNA viruses, positive sense single-stranded RNA viruses, codes directly for protein, negative sense single-stranded RNA viruses, RNA reverse transcribing viruses, and DNA reverse transcribing viruses. A very important note to know that all viruses must produce mRNA or positive sense RNA. The Baltimore classification has RNA as its central point. As we reach the important part of our video, I want you all to write notes with me for the coming drawing because each small detail in it matters. This idea is inspired by a great teacher on YouTube called 100 Lyric, and I only modified it a little. So as a start, we all know that there are 6 DNA viruses. Some are enveloped and the others are naked. What I want you to remember that the hat resembles the envelope. So any virus inside the hat or near it is considered enveloped. Let's begin with the hat virus, the herpes. As we said now, the hat resembles the envelope. So the herpes is an enveloped virus. It replicates in the nucleus as all other DNA viruses except the pox virus that replicates in the cytoplasm. It has a linear shape and we can remember that by the linear edge of the hat. Second, we have the pox virus. As you all can see that the eyes resembles a box shape, and I want you to keep in your mind that the eyes lie just under the hat, so it's also considered envelope. Other thing to remember that the eyes is the biggest part of the face, so the pox virus is the largest DNA viruses. As we mentioned, the pox virus replicates in the cytoplasm, so it must have a DNA-dependent RNA polymerase. Notice that the eyes have also linear edges, so the pox virus is also considered having a linear or diamond shaped. The pox virus causes a typical type of rash called molluscum contagiosum. One of its type is the smallpox which called variola. Moving to the hepadnavirus. You should know that choosing this military hat was on purpose, because it has only one side that covers one ear without the other. So the hepadnavirus is also considered an enveloped virus. The circular ear also tells us that the virus has a circular shape. The virus has a reverse transcriptase and a DNA-dependent DNA polymerase. It causes hepatitis B virus, which is also needed by hepatitis D to complete its infection. The fourth virus with us that resembled by the uncovered ear is the virus. The virus is not enveloped, it has a circular shape like the virus. It's not for the HPV or human papilloma virus. Mutations on genes 1 and 4 can cause plantar warts or leg warts. Mutations on 6 and 11 genes can cause anal or genital warts. Mutations on 16 and 18 genes can cause cervical cancer. The fifth virus is the parvovirus. As you can see that the mouth is far downward from the head, so it's considered a naked virus. The mouth also looks linear, so the parvovirus is considered having a linear shape. What's so special about the parvovirus that it's the only single-stranded DNA virus. Remember that by us having one tongue. The parvovirus can cause a disease called the fifth disease in newborns that gives a slab cheek appearance as you can see around the mouth. The last DNA virus, which is also far from the head, is the adenovirus. The adenovirus is a naked virus that can cause neck infections as pharyngitis. It can also cause conjunctivitis, gastroenteritis, or urinary tract infection. You can remember that it has a linear shape by the scarf around the neck. Now, after we took a great overview about the DNA viruses, we can classify them scientifically. Don't forget that all naked viruses are icosahedral and all helical viruses are enveloped. Also remember that all DNA viruses are icosahedral except poxvirus, all DNA viruses are double-stranded except parvovirus, all replicate in the nucleus except poxvirus. Again, we said DNA viruses can either be naked or enveloped. The naked viruses can either be double-stranded or single-stranded. The double-stranded consists of the papilloma or polyoma, the papovavirus, and the adenovirus. The single-stranded DNA virus is the only parvovirus. The enveloped DNA viruses are all double-stranded. We can classify them by their structure into circular and linear. The circular form, including the hepadnavirus, which causes hepatitis B, and the linear form includes the herpes and the poxvirus. Examples on the herpes is HSV 1 and 2, EPV, CMV, VSV, and HHV 6 and 8. And the poxvirus, as we said before, the variola. Moving to the last tiny thing, the mnemonic. All DNA viruses can be memorized by the sentence, "Pardon Papa as he has pox." Pardon for parvovirus, Papa for papovavirus, as for adenovirus, he for hepadnavirus, has for herpes virus, and pox for the pox virus. Parvovirus has a linear shape, papovavirus has a circular shape, adenovirus has a linear shape, hepadnavirus has a circular shape, herpes and pox viruses have linear shapes. As we mentioned, the parvovirus is a single-stranded DNA virus and all the other left are double-stranded DNA viruses. By now, we're almost finished with the viruses chapter, only the RNA viruses left. Hope you all guys enjoyed the video and got what you need with it. Don't miss the RNA next lecture, and salam.